Hey, what's going on, y'all? So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use Plask AI with a Metahuman. I know some of y'all were messaging me on Instagram, asking me if I was going to do a video. Well, here it is. Now, I am not affiliated with Plask AI. I'm just really making this tutorial for you guys out there. So go ahead and sign up for it. Just read the terms or whatever. But whenever you're done, go to this. And then on top right corner, you're going to see Get Started. Go ahead and click on that. Now, I'm going to be using the same file I used for Deep Motion last year that I got from Adobe stock footage. I'll put the link in the description below so you can kind of follow along and see what I'm doing here. The first thing we need to do right now is actually export a skeletal mesh similar to Deep Motion, Mixamo, and Actor Core. You have to do this. This is going to make your life a lot easier later in Unreal. So to do that, I'm going to right click on the mannequin right here. I'm going to turn on visualization. And after that, I'm going to scroll down. And you're going to see that there's a bind post now, which is a T-pose. Now, real quick, this is Google Chrome right here. If I press left Alt on the keyboard and left click, I can move around. Right click will kind of make me move up and down. So it's kind of some controls for you there. And then we have the bind post. I'm going to right click on the bind post and then export this skeletal mesh. Again, I'm going to click on this. Okay, so after that's done, you're going to see that we have a mannequin FBX right here. So that is good. The next thing we're going to do is pull up that video that I was talking about. I'm going to drag and drop this into the UI just like so, and then press OK. Okay, after that's done, you're going to see right here that I have the footage now. And all we have to do is extract the motion. And I'm going to call this bros, and press OK. All right, so once that's done, you're going to see on the left side, you're going to see this thing called Bros, which is the one that we extracted from the video. So I'm going to click and drag that to our mannequin right here. And now we're going to have two things under that mannequin, one bind post and one Bros. I'm going to click the bind post right now, and I'm going to delete that, confirm. I'm going to click on the Bros again, and I'm going to turn on visualization once more. And now you're going to see the motion on this mannequin. I'm going to press play right now. You're going to see the dance move kind of happening and going on. Now you can edit this motion all in this UI right now, but I'd rather do this in Unreal Engine using the control rig. So I'm going to leave everything as is, and I'm going to export this right meow. So I'm going to right click right now, and then export. Then I'm going to leave everything by default and press export. Okay, so once that's over, I'm going to go ahead and hop into Unreal Engine. So you can see right here we have a Metahuman. Now she's a custom Metahuman, but she has the same exact Metahuman blueprint. So if you see a face, all that stuff, it's the same exact thing. Just follow the same way and it's going to be okay. And mine just looks prettier. And I created a new folder in this project called Plask. And what I'm going to do now is just drag and drop those files. Okay, so now in this Plask tutorial folder, I'm going to drop the first one first because this is the skeletal mesh. So I'm going to drag and drop that right now. And I'm not going to leave everything here. Just make sure use T0 as reference post is good. And I'm not going to put any skeleton here because we wanted to create a new one. All right, so let's go ahead and import. Okay, let's take a look at the mannequin. Mannequin's good. And then the next thing we're going to do, you guessed it, we're going to drag and drop the actual animation. Okay, and then what's going to happen is this is already going to be pre-filled out, but this skeleton right here is the same skeleton of the skeletal mesh that we just imported. And scroll down because we're actually going to import the animations right here. You can leave the exported time if you want. And additionally, if you go down here, I'm going to put 90 right here and then click import. Okay, I'm going to close this here. And now we're going to open up the animation. Now we're going to see that the skeleton is now animating like so. Okay, so the next step to this is actually retargeting this animation onto this Metahuman. So to do that, I'm going to click my Metahuman right here, and I'm going to the body. And then right here, the skeletal mesh, I'm going to click this browse button. And that's going to take me to this folder, and I'm going to double click that right now. All right, it's going to take me to this. Obviously, there's no mesh. Again, I don't know if it's broken or they changed it, but if I go to all hierarchy, it's very much still there. I'm going to the skeleton now in the top right corner right here, and you're going to see I have a cloth on mine because it's a preview mesh. You can actually change this if you want, but for you, so basically for this one, I can just leave it as is like that, and that should be fine. And I'm going to apply that to asset so it's not confusing. It should look the same now as yours. And I'm moving around here, just changing the camera speed here. You can do it right here if you want, but I use my mouse scroll for that. And what we're going to do next is actually put this Metahuman skeleton into a dirty T-pose. But I call it dirty T-pose because we're not going to spend a lot of time putting him in a T-pose at all. We're just going to go ahead and do it by hand. I'm going to go to the skeleton tree, and then I'm going to go to the upper arm right now, press E for rotation, and we're going to rotate this around 50 or 55. I think 55 is a good number. 55 is okay. And again, this is a dirty T-pose, so you can do a lot better than this if you want. And then I'm going to go on top of this skeleton right now, and I'm going to the lower arm. And now I'm going to rotate this around 20 or 30. Right here is 30. It's good. Now the fingers, again, you can mess around with that if you want. I'm going to scroll down all the way, and man, they have a lot more bones in here now. So I'm going to go to upper arm and go back to the front view again and rotate this around 55 again, similar to what we did in the other one. So 55 0.555, like so. That's okay. It's a dirty T. It's okay. I'm going to go to lower arm right now and rotate this around 30 again to bring us to a T pose. Now, maybe Plask will put on an A pose in there later, but for now, we have to do a T pose because this is actually the standard. As far as I know, T pose is the standard. I'm not sure what Unreal is doing, but that's okay. I'm going to retarget manager right now, and I'm going to click on modify, and I'm going to use current pose. So basically, what this is going to do is if I hide the pose, it's going to go to an A, but if I show it, now we are in T. This is the most important part before we retarget anything. Okay, next thing, we're going to go to the skeleton tree and click on the options right here. If you are in Unreal Engine 5, it's going to be somewhere around here, but it's the same thing. What you're looking for is to show retargeting options. I'm going to scroll up, and again, I already retargeted this skeleton before, but basically all you want is the root and the pelvis to be animation and everything else to be skeleton. And to do that, I'm going to click on the spine, scroll all the way down, shift click, right click, and then click recursively set translation retargeting skeleton. And then I'll save that and then minimize it. Now what we're going to do is set up the actual mannequin for the Plask. So I'm going to my folder. Now if I hold my control button and then mouse scroll, I can make those icons bigger. This works in Unreal Engine 4. I don't think it works in 5. Okay, so let's go to the skeleton of this mannequin. Double click the mannequin skeleton, and it's already in T-pose, so that's perfect. But as you can see, the rig is not set up. So I'm going to click on this drop down, select humanoid rig, and I believe I have a bone mapping here, which is going to set everything up already. I will put the download link for this bone mapping in the description below, so you can go ahead and set it up. And if I go to show advanced, it's also going to be set up just like so. All right, similar to our Metahuman, I'm going to the skeleton tree, go to options, retargeting options. I'm going to click everything except for the hips and make it animation. Now this is missing a root bone, which is supposed to be like right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and save right here. I'll minimize this now. Okay, so the next order of business is actually dragging and dropping the skeletal mesh into the scene so that Unreal Engine can actually have the skeleton. I don't know, it's something weird. So if I go to this mannequin, I'll drag and drop that here, and then all I have to do now is delete it. Okay, after that, we're going to right-click that animation, retarget anim asset, duplicate anim asset, and retarget, and look for that Metahuman base skeleton, which is right here. Now, I have two because this one is the old one for the sample Metahumans. If you look at the directory, it's actually going to tell you which one it is. So right here is what we want, and then press retarget. Okay, so after that's done, I will go ahead and create a new cinematics, add level sequence, and save. Right, and then after that, I'll click on our Metahuman, track, sequencer, and add Lisa right here. I'm going to delete the Metahuman control rig, go to the body, track, animation, and the name is mannequin 1. Right, so here it is. If I press play, as you can see, it looks like her hair is not connected. That's okay, because I think it doesn't have a bind pose, if I remember correctly. I think I was messing around with this. So if I go right here, yeah, there's no bind pose on this. So let's go ahead and type in fall, and see if that's going to connect it. There you go. So go ahead and press play. And now, if I press play, here's the dance. Go ahead and press control and make my timeline a little bit bigger. All right, so obviously this is not going to replace my Xsense Awareness Starter Kit, but for y'all out there who do not have a motion capture suite and really want to just start messing around with motion capture and Metahuman or Unreal Engine or NVIDIA Omniverse, y'all have this alternative now, the Plask AI. If y'all have any questions, let me know, and hopefully y'all learned something new today. I will see y'all later.